What's really unique about Nabu is the staff have lived and professional experience. Nabu has been founded from those experiences. The knowledge that staff hold about cultural safety, about protocols, about connecting to community, connecting to country, it reminds us that no matter where families are at in their vulnerabilities, we are able to continue moving forward. Our goal at the end of the day is not just to get through the welfare system, but it is to build them up and to create a better future where they're able to hold themselves without external services coming in on the families and making decisions for them. As a manager of Nabu, I'm in first contact with the family, and I'll also stay through the stages with the family to monitor their progress, to support the team in supporting the families, and to also see the families reduce the risk and the concerns that the department has with them. After receiving a referral from FACS, we meet with the family, build trust and relationships, accountability, and offer assistance immediately when needed. We move forward into assessing each family member and also setting out a family goal to where they want to be in the present and future. We follow on from that is meeting with FACS and having a family or a team group conference where we're able to sit down and listen to FACS's concerns, but also implement the family's goals.
The biggest concerns that I would have with Mum is firstly her drug use, and how that's impacting on the young man. Also their housing and their supports that they've got sitting around them.
We know Mum a little bit from her past, like a little bit in the community, so we'll sit down and kind of take your family action plan that you provided and also with our goals that the family have said, and then we'll meet them up. That's what's really important, is that trust and that relationship. So Tina, our cultural mentor, is really good at that, and she will be working one-on-one with Mum, as well as our caseworker Berrima and to Hecos with the young boys.
Wonderful.
Cool. If any concerns, just let me know, and we'll address it as we go.
Okay.
No worries. We'll touch. Through the network of Nabu, we're able to offer a web of connections to support the families through vulnerable times. We're able to offer assistance and create a resilience and a wraparound approach. Through time, we're hoping to build them up, but also know in any time that they can come back to us if they're needing additional support and help.
My cultural mentor supports the families and also supports the caseworkers. Also culturally appropriate, keeps everything balanced and aligned. So we all kind of share the loads. So with me, I kind of flow in and out with the families. Whenever a caseworker might need any support, I'm there, whatever it needs. But before that, I'll make sure that I've already built up a relationship with the families before I go straight into there. So for me, for self-care, like other people go out and they do like, yoga and all that kind of stuff. For me and my people, we go out to the land or we go out to the sea and just put our feet in the sea, just be there. So sitting on country is being belonging of where you're from. It's the sense of where your heart is. It's the grassroots of you. It's who you are. When I go into working with families, I get to know them and I work off their strengths. And I find a little gateway when I work with the mums, because I see I just see the good in them. Like, for example, I'll ring the clients up every day and they'll be happy to answer the phone. Like, I'll ring them and they'll be happy. If I say I'm picking up tomorrow, they're ready to go. Like, they're actually excited to come with me, to be with me, to have me, because I give them I have a good laugh with them, but I also listen, and that's what they haven't got. They've been through in and out of facts, heartache, feeling like they're no good. So when they're with me, they're not going to feel that. They're going to feel like, I'm a deadly mum. I'm, ready to go. I'm ready to be all this they need me to be, and I'll be. I won't have no one hanging off me. I won't have to have no services off me. I'll live a normal life. I could have lost my connection. You know what I mean? Like being through in a home care. Like I was in there for only 2 weeks, but I got out of that because I had a great grandmother that said that's not going to happen. Who's taken these kids? You know what I mean? Like I had that opportunity of losing my connection, going in and out of home care, and look where I am today. You know what I mean? Being a role model, being a cultural mentor for families that I could have went down that track.
What FACS might see is a family not being able to meet simple tasks. What's really important and for us to acknowledge is we can see the rest of that iceberg down the bottom.
As a caseworker at Nabu, My role is to work with the families and support the families through completing their case plans. Some of the things that might be included on the case plan might be court support, so I would attend court with the client or the family and support them through that process, enrolling them in some parenting programs and courses, support the family with getting housing or getting a housing transfer to a more suitable location. Recently I was working with a family who had severe and complex disability needs. This single mother has had a long history of domestic violence, sexual assault, and same with all of the children. So there's a lot of trauma within the family. The mother has a severe hearing impairment. Working with this family, I had to advocate very strongly, advocating for her at Centrelink and advocating for her to get interpreters. She's actually still in touch with that same note taker, so that's been someone that she's been able to really, rely on, especially through the NDIS and everything. She's now part of her package. Through working with Nabu, we were actually able to get this family's case closed with facts. This has been a major relief on the family, and through working with us she's been able to gain much more self-confidence, and she's able to advocate for her family and herself a lot more. She's looking for jobs, and she's really making a difference for herself and her family.
I'm a mentor and a support worker at Nabu. I work with men of all ages. On a daily basis, my time with our clients would vary from recreation, culture, education, fitness, music. Recreation is one of our strategies, a way of getting them to unload or let go of things that they're carrying. One of the young men that I work with, he texted me, well, it was late in the evening. He was upset, he was distraught, he was lost in himself, and I jumped in my vehicle, found the boy at the park. Yeah, he had his tracky pants around his neck and he had it tied around the playground, and just grabbed him and he just sort of collapsed my arms. I sat there with him for 2 hours while he cried, disclosed his childhood, his path. It was just like a wave of emotion. My reaction and the way I reacted was not by the book. It was definitely customised to that situation, and it saved his life that night. And the way Nabu does things, it's about family and it involves the men. One beautiful thing is he was originally violent towards women. Through his process through Nabu, he was able to remedy that and take responsibility for his past actions.
The role that I play in the therapeutic journey with families is to listen to their stories and feed those stories back to them in a way that honours them and in a way that highlights their strengths, their knowledge, their skills, their hopes, their dreams. And together all those things we create an alternative or another story about who they are as a family or as a parent. And they've found those stories extremely moving. That brings them to tears and say, no one's ever seen me like this before. So in not coming from a risk lens, I'm coming from a dignity promoting lens, where I get to understand what has informed the decisions that families have made. What is it that has informed the decision to choose drugs as a way of survival? And what are they surviving? And then how have they responded to the violence? How have they grappled with letting go of drugs? What steps have they taken that have worked? What's got in the way of that sticking? So I'm all about listening to what they have done, not what they should do. As a therapist, I try to listen to all of those things that they've tried. And how is it that they still hold on to hope to have their children in their care, despite all of that risk? Because they could have given up, but they haven't. So what does that say about them? That's pretty extraordinary. Like, what kind of courage and strength does it take to hold on to the hope that you're going to keep your children?
Once a family has been closed by FACS after their assessments, we're able to offer a service within the wider community, and that could be within Waminda with our health and wellbeing service, our clinic, playgroup. It's a variety of services that we offer. It's beautiful to watch when families are able to build that resilience within themselves, where they're able to connect with one another, but also are able to problem solve and to start breaking down the barriers that sometimes get in the way of being a healthy and happy family.
We can work through whatever is presented with us. We will work through whatever has happened, and we can use stories and use our own experience to demonstrate to families that in a day's time, in 2 weeks' time, in 6 months' time, it might be 12 months before we even start looking to get a Section 90 to get children back into the mum's care. It's all doable, and we can demonstrate that. And that's because the families are committed as much as we're committed to make these things change, to make life whole again.
So here's to strong women. May we know them, may we be them, and may we raise them.